For anyone who believes higher taxes help grow the economy, take a look at this. A new study from the Tax Foundation shows almost $100 billion in personal income migrated from New York, California, and Illinois over the past 10 years. Not surprisingly, these are also the states with some of the highest tax rates in America. Well, where'd that money go? Well, easy. Went to Florida, Arizona, Texas. Those are states with little or no income taxes. So will the blue states ever figure it out that lower taxes mean more growth? And, oh, by the way, looking at this study, turns out 8 of the top 10 states who benefited from the income migration have Republican governors. That is a fact. We are back. Grover Norquist. I didn't know Grover was still there. We lost you on the other thing, but Grover, we're going to get you in here. He's with our free. What do you think of this study, Grover Norquist? What do we learn from this?
Well, in the next 10 years, you're going to see the two parts of the country move in different directions. The states you mentioned, Illinois, California, New York, have all raised taxes in the last 2 years to avoid reforming their pensions and labor unions. The other states, states like Wisconsin, North Carolina, in addition to the Florida, Texas, Arizona, have been cutting taxes. So the Republican states are cutting taxes and reforming government. The high tax, now led by Democrat governor states, are not reforming government. They're raising taxes to avoid. Do that for 10 years, and you have a lot more difference between loser states and winner states.
All right, Ahmed, I hate to be so blatantly political, but let's be blatantly political.
Sounds good.
Don't you think Grover has it right?
I think he does. In fact, I would tell you lower taxes, lighter regulation. I mean, it sounds attractive, but as you know, no decision is made in a vacuum. Obviously, people move to Florida partly because of the sunshine and the beaches.
I knew you were going to say
as
that.
you know, no, but
they have bad weather in Florida. They have hurricanes and stuff like that. Come on.
But for example,
Wisconsin?
you don't see the same migration patterns going to Alaska, where they also have low tax rates. All I'm saying is that you have to take that into consideration. However, I will say that in Texas, for example, it's not a coincidence that I think it was in the past year more than any other state. They've created more jobs, and I think that is not a coincidence.
Do you think New Yorkers, Mark Simone, you're an expert on New Yorkers and other things, do you think New Yorkers are moving to Florida or Texas or Arizona just for the weather?
No, taxes. I know plenty who have done it just for that reason. You know plenty that have done it. You always say if you tax something more, you get less of it.
Right.
Tax smokers, you get less smokers.
Right.
Tax living in New York, you get less New Yorkers. Governor Christie had a study that he lost $17 billion in 10 years because of the high taxes in New Jersey. This study showed New York lost $45 billion in 10 years. There's some crazy statistic. Something like 6,000 families in New York City pay 50% of the tax. So if you were to lose 100 of them, you make a big difference in the revenue here.
I'm right there with you.
I don't think there's a pure example of the Laffer curve than this. You lower tax rates, they'll move back. You raise tax rates, they move away. I don't care whether, schmether, whatever.
That's why Art Laffer does
last week I met with a guy named Travis Young who's done a comprehensive study of this. He has this whole interactive map called HowMoneyWalks.com, where you've probably talked to him. You can go county by county and show where the migration and out-migration and in-migration is going in every county, every state in the United States, and it's very powerful. It shows exactly what you're talking about.
Grover,
high tax rates lead to
Grover, I got 20 seconds, but Art Laffer himself moved from California to Nashville, Tennessee, where there's no income tax in Tennessee.
Watch Missouri, where they're about to override the governor's veto of a tax cut there. North Carolina just cut taxes as well.
I love that North Carolina story. That guy is really tough. Thanks to my free market panel, Ahmed Shihab Eldin, Avik Roy, Mark Simone. Thank you. You're all terrific. Grover Norquist, you're also terrific. That's for tonight's show. I'm Larry Kudlow. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more free market economics on Monday.